welcome back. It's Cape Rugby TV, and of course, every Wednesday night we talk about what's happening in the world of club rugby and the extensions of thereof at least. Big thanks to our partners on board with us, Score Energy Drinks. Of course, you know, Score on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road, and of course, Iceberg air conditioners and compressors. You would have seen that logo behind me right now. Before I tell you what's coming up on the show tonight, let me introduce you to my panel this evening. Jerome Parvater. Jerome, welcome back. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, JP, good to be back again. It seems like yesterday we were here, but yeah, good to be back. Time's flying.
Yeah, I feel like you just said those words to me a few seconds ago. Faisal Felton, nice to have you back, Faisal.
Yeah, no, good evening, JP. Good evening, listeners. Always good to be back. New year, new challenges. Looking forward to the year ahead.
You guys got your hands full already?
No, definitely. I think the excitement is there. A lot of the clubs, in terms of planning, preparation, in terms of, what lies ahead. And I think from our side, we're looking forward to a season of rugby.
Yeah.
The dynamics in terms of how and what that we will, obviously decide and see how it goes.
Yeah. Folks, we've got a full show for you tonight. We went down to False Bay Rugby Football Club. They're busy with their practice sessions, preparing for their match against Marties. The ladies are in training, and we'll take a look at that in a second. We also went down to St. George's. We went down to Strand Rugby Football Club, and we're going to take a look at Jerome's Curry Cup guys in action. And we'll, of course, be chatting to Faisal a little bit more about Western Province Rugby's preparation for the season and what's going on behind the scenes. But let's go now. Let's go straight down to False Bay Rugby Football Club and take a look at what Jono and the boys are up to.
Yes, the tournament went on for 2 months, and then when we finished, I didn't want the guys to stop all the good that we had done. So we carried on training, and we went right into November and December, and then we gave the guys a 4-week break. But you'd be amazed what some guys can do in 4 weeks, and then we've hit January running, and yeah, the guys are just excited to have some rugby. Yeah, look, the varsities have been training for 3 months already, if I'm not mistaken, and they're about 3 weeks out before the competition starts, so they're looking to hit their straps and looking for some cohesion. We're kind of starting out, so we're looking to see where we're at from a conditioning point of view, but also nice for us to test our combinations, because we got a lot of old guys, new guys, young guys that are working and so on. So it's very nice to play against the likes of UCT and Marties on Saturday.
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke was just before our internal 10s competition. So as a club, I think we've been raring to go. Like I said, last year we managed to get a few guys together and have that 10s tournament, and now we've come into the new year and it seems like there might be a season up ahead. You can just tell from the numbers that we've got down at the club that guys are buzzing and guys are excited. Yeah, like I said, I think we've been raring to go for a very long time, and you can only play against your teammates for a certain amount of time, and then you want to obviously test yourself. So all the work that we've put in the past couple of months, I think it's nice to be able to get UCT to come down to our fields and practice a few of our scrums and a few of our strike plays against them. It also helps them prepare for the Varsity Cup. So it's nice to have that community where you can call on your fellow clubs in the area to come together, and you can always just train against one another. Just different faces. Again, the rugby community is massive in Cape Town, so why not use the resources if they're available?
Ja, definitief om 2 seasons so na rugby. Back in 2020, so ons het maar 1 of 2 friendlies gespeel en na dit was daar niks meer rugby nie. Hier by Valsbet is nooit op 'n oefen nie. Ons het maar altyd duim vasgehou en deurgedruk. 2021 ook maar 1 of 2 friendlies en alles was weer oor en dat is nou weer terug is en ons hoop maar ja, die manne is honger vir rugby. Maar ek is bly dat almal daar kom via te oefeninge toe, ons numbers is daar en hopelik speel ons rugby hierdie jaar en dan kan ons dit daarvan af vat.
let's start off with you. There's a good example of a club that's getting ready for the season. False Bay is obviously excited to get back into action. They're one of the clubs that were, in fact, I think they were back already on the 3rd, where some of the clubs came back the following week. Is this the kind of messages that's coming through the wires already? Clubs getting ready?
No, definitely. I think if you look at, we see the clip, you'll see the numbers. It's good to see the guys out there on the field and that there. I think, like we said, we have COVID. That's a new norm. We got to live with it. And I think, it's good to see the guys, especially, a lot of the clubs, they've got protocols in place. And it's just, most importantly, in terms of adhering to their protocols.
Yeah. Jerome, some of the footage, of course, that we're looking at there is some bag work and so on. False Bay's got a preparation match against Marties on Saturday. I suppose at this stage they'll be looking at giving Marties an opportunity to get ready for the Varsity Cup, but also for themselves to get ready for the season.
Yes, we also know False Bay is one of those clubs that's been busy since last year, and it's good to see that they're on the field. And also with what they're doing there with the bags, I think they're just busy prepping their guys to get contact ready, which is good. And also they got a game on Saturday coming against Marties, which is good. And I think they will be ready, because I know Marties also been busy for quite a while. So it'd be good to see the result on that game. Not that it matters, but just to see in terms of where Marties is with their prep, and where False Bay is with their prep.
Jerome, at this stage of the game, if you look at the time frame before the first friendlies, before the first fixtures, is this the time of the year now that we start seeing clubs moving away from strength and conditioning into ball skills and hand skills and hand-eye coordination?
Yes, I would say so, JP. Also, with it changed a lot, as Faisal was saying, with COVID, it changed a lot of in terms of you don't have that luxury of a long sort of pre-season, which the guys used to have, because they were limited in certain things that they could do, an amount of people being together. So I think what the clubs are doing now, I mean, we also had to do that at sort of professional level, get straight into the rugby, but you have to manage the guys, like what they were doing with bags, what they were doing conditioning. And it's amazing to see how quickly the body adapt, and how the mind adapt, and how the body adapt. And I mean, guys are playing. It's January. Clubs normally won't play in January, Faisal. Yeah. So they're playing. So you can adapt, but you still have to, the risk of injuries, you still have to minimize that. And obviously now with bigger squads, they will rotate more, so that guys are not exposed to play 80 minutes, but maybe 40 minutes or 25 minutes.
Faisal, staying on that point, I think kind of what Jerome is also talking about there is, and I know that it was last year or the year before, in fact, that you guys took quite a deep look at the strength and conditioning of the clubs, and you gave them that 4 weeks to get ready, and then you gave them another 4 weeks to get ready again. How much attention should the clubs be paying here nowadays to strength and conditioning?
No, definitely. I think, with COVID, you had the strength and conditioning program in terms of phasing in and that. And I think what has happened now is we've learned a lot, and I think we've come a long way, since we had the start of COVID and that. And I think, again, like Jerome says, the responsibility and accountability is on the club as a whole in terms of planning and that. And I think the one key thing is where everybody's working towards and that there is hopefully, we have some sort of certainty that, the season will start first week of April, that clubs have something to work towards. In the past, it was a matter of playing games and not sure when COVID's going to, lock down and restrictions will be applied. So I think the one thing, looking at everything, looking at COVID, I think we're quite certain, the one thing we will have is a club rugby season. The only challenges you have is when you have spectators coming back in that there. So I think from a strength and conditioning, the clubs at least have the assurance now to start building and phasing in, like Jerome said, moving towards playing friendly matches and that there. So you have adequate time.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a short break. We're going to stay at False Bay. When we come back from the break, we're going to take a look at some of the women's rugby. Zoe Nadir and her team at False Bay is doing some incredible work. We'll be back in a sec.